So it's finals week on Pepperdine campus, and that means that everyone is either A, pretending to study in the library, B, actually studying in the library, or C, eating. With psychology, that was actually my guaranteed B of the semester, and like maybe actually not a B anymore, because I got it up to an A-. So I think it's a lot of pressure kind of going into the final because I'm sitting right at an A-, so it's like, will I get an A, will I be at an A-, and that will be different on my GPA, so just trying to not be too crazy and like particular about how much I know, but also trying to get a whole semester's worth of studying into one final exam.
Dead week's been really busy, and I think it's really important to just like take a bunch of breaks when you can, because at the same time you're like studying and all that stuff, it's good to just like relax and take a break and hang out with friends, which I've been doing a lot this week.
I've been thinking about doing like the early morning studying rather than late at night, because I just like can't comprehend anything anymore.
No, and like there's a point where library time just becomes social hour. Yeah. And I feel like we're at that point.
Yeah.
Like everyone just goes because they know their friends are going to be in the library, and then no one like, it's just the appearance of studying, but like not actually studying. Mm-hmm. I don't know where I'm going to study. Probably off campus, hopefully.
Yeah, I'll probably go to like Coffee Bean or Starbucks. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's like either you're prepared or you're not prepared. I don't think like the material gets harder, but if you're not ready, you're not ready.
Next Tuesday I have a 7:30 psych test, and then a 10:30
in the morning.
Then another 10:30 English exam.
For me, like I like to study. I like to write everything down. So I don't know. I usually just take notes like in a legal pad for each class. So I'm just like rolling through them chapter by chapter. Like I'll do a chapter and then I'll take a 15-minute break and go do something fun.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs.
Winter Wonderland was awesome because we all just like all took a break, and even like the Christmas lighting and everything, all of that like part of the week was just really relaxing, and it kind of like lets you know that like finals is just like one small part of your entire time in college. So you don't really have to like, it's like really important, but I think the stress that goes into it isn't that necessary because of how small it is compared to like what you're gonna do with your entire life.
The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
I think like for me, once I get the actual test, it's like I can kind of figure out whether I prepared enough or not. But until then, I just try to give it my best.
So I'm a little bit worried about my Stats 250 class, but I feel like I'm in a good place. I'm able to take advantage of the office hours by going to see Dr. Bauman and just clarify on a couple of points. And I've been studying for a bit, so I'm hoping that this test will go well.
So the null hypothesis is stating that there is no difference. So under the null hypothesis, the mean would be the same.
So this is just following the null hypothesis.
The expected frequency is.
And then this is the alternative.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
The office hour really allowed me to like ask some of the points of clarification that I had, and just to be able to make better sense of the concepts. She is literally like one of the sweetest professors on campus. I'm actually going to her house on Sunday for a Christmas party. We're having a 2-hour stats review session. It's definitely not a class where the professor doesn't know your name. She knows your name. She like can talk to you, will always ask you about your day, and it's honestly like such a close relationship that as students we're able to develop with our professors.
My final in my seminar class is called Let Justice Roll, so it deals all around social issues. So our professor decided to split us into groups and make each group present on a different social topic that had to do with some sort of problem in society. So my group did one on mental health and how specifically Pepperdine deals with those issues. So that was basically our final, and it was more of like an interactive way to test us rather than like a multiple choice test.
I anticipate fully that you as colleagues who are engaging in peer research will ask questions of each other at the conclusion of each presentation. So before we begin,
we'll step out of the United Nations for a moment and come back to Pepperdine. We should have a prayer.
In our class, we've kind of gotten used to having like a beginning prayer before each thing. So having Dr. J kind of pray over us before this like last step in our semester and this like big final project was really helpful for all of us.
To still any nerves that may be there before the presentation. So just thank you so much for your love and your care for us. I offer this prayer in your name. Amen.
And it kind of just like throughout the entire semester has gotten us to all know each other really well and know what everyone struggles with and all that stuff. So it really made the whole group kind of become like stronger friends with each other. I think my group was pretty prepared. We were kind of rushed at the end because I found it super difficult to do just like group projects in college because we all have completely different schedules. Like some of us have jobs, like we all had different classes at different times, so it was really hard to find different times to meet with each other. But I think overall our group did a good job of preparing for it.
Once you enact a civil rights law like the 13th, 14th, or 15th Amendment, you don't really automatically change the society and the way they look at people. So overall, she said that if we enacted a law, there would still be discrimination going on because the constituents would still have to like completely adjust their mindset.
When I sat back down after my presentation, we were all just kind of like, after our final exam, we got to go to her house and kind of celebrate the semester with like our one last reunion together.
And I know that you're almost to the finish line and you have probably a lot of stress. Yes?
Yes.
Kind of.
What I have learned is having time for play can counterbalance that a little bit, but not too much play, right, during the middle of finals.
Right.
And just being present where you are. We've talked about that all semester. And so I know you have a lot to do later on this evening. But for now, I just want you to eat and grub, and play and pray and just be together. Because this is a special group of folks. Y'all are just good people.
Dr. J with us, she kind of doesn't treat us like normal students. It's more of like on a personal level. She gets to know you about like what you struggle with and like what your happiness comes from and what your passions are in life. And we've kind of all transformed throughout the year from the freshmen we were from the beginning of the year to how we are now at the end of the first semester, which is really good.
During the final, it was a lot of multiple choice, so we kind of talk about how that's more recognition versus recalling information. So the only written portion of it was based on new material of our last unit, and then everything else, all the cumulative section was multiple choice. So you could kind of look at it and be like, okay, yes, I remember exactly when Dr. Harriger said blah, 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 and I can kind of recall lectures pretty well to mind in that class, so I don't think it went too bad.
Overall, it was, I think I did pretty good. So. Of course, you need a break, and of course, you'd like to get back to your home and your family, but I know a good 2 weeks in, I'm going to be kind of wanting to come back, and then by like that weekend, I'm going to like, I can't wait to get back. So it was just me enjoying every little moment I have.
Kind of nice to get my first college final under my belt. It went pretty well, though, I'd say. The last one wraps up at 4:30ish, and then I fly right home to Canada right after.
High five, dude. First semester of college year done.
It's done. Woo! Now I just get to go sleep. I'm gonna play so many video games. It's gonna be so great.
I don't really know how this semester could have been better, honestly. Like, I can't think of anything that I wouldn't have snacked as much.
Looking back, so much has happened that has made me grow and become a better person, that I would definitely say this was a successful first semester of college.